Hey everybody, what is going on? We are back in the bush at the big cabin, hanging out with Chicken Nugget. We are going to get the hot tub fired up in a bit. Got a brand new pump here. This is actually, because I think I told you guys, my pump died. Not sure why, but anyway, it died. I'm going to swap that out here in a bit. So anyways, what I got to do is I got to go on the back side of the tub here and take some of the panels off so I can get at the pump. And that's right in under, I think it's right about here somewhere. So I'm going to take one of these panels off. Let me see how close I am. Just hang on a minute. There we go. Well, there's the pump. I gotta cut the wires so I can reconnect them on the new pump. But you can see it right here. It's gonna be a pretty easy swap. I just have to cut these two wires. I'll hook them to the new pump. This is actually threaded on, and that one there is threaded on. So it's really easy. So all we're gonna have to do is gonna have to put something in the tub so the outlet, so the water doesn't drain out. Then I can thread these off, swap the pump out. So this isn't gonna take long at all. Well, there we go, guys. I already unhooked the pump. She's ready to lift right out of there. The new pump, I've already wired it in, so it's a direct replacement for this one. This is actually a cheaper pump. This is the one that was in the cabin, and the pressure switch went bad on it. So then I used it out front. Anybody see the videos? We were watering the garden out there and stuff. I used it on that. It didn't even work that great doing that. It worked okay, but it seemed to be drawing way more power than it should have, because it was kicking out my little power station when I was trying to run it. So anyways, gonna hook this guy, gonna plumb this in here, gonna hook this guy in, plumb him in here in a minute, and I need two hands to do this, so I'll talk to you guys once I get her hooked up. Well, there you go, guys. Gonna button her up, and we're gonna cross our fingers and hope this works. Awesome. It should. Getting a little ahead of myself, but alright, time to give it the test. The old pump. This hose here, that's the outlet right here, and the old pump would barely put any water in there. Let's see what this one will do. Taking a minute to get some water in it. Well, this kind of sucks. After screwing with that hot tub out there for a good half hour to an hour, I ended up putting the old pump back on it because that new pump is pumping no more water. And I just can't get my head around this thing, why it's doing this and what the problem is. It's supposed to be 5 gallons a minute coming out of that pump. And it's a direct flow right out of the bottom of that tub going right into the inlet of that pump. She's trickling out the outlet side of that thing, and I don't know what's wrong. The battery's still got all kinds of power in it. She's getting lots of voltage to the pump. But yet I've got the same one running this camp underneath the back, and we can literally run the water heater on the back of the camp, and we get hot water here at the freaking kitchen to do dishes. So just baffled by it. But anyway, Nugget here, meat grinder, grapevine, whatever she is today, has dinner on the go. She's got pork chops going, frying in the pan here. We got some veggies going in the pot. Even a nice spice cake she made the other day at the house for dessert, I guess. So, how you doing today, Nugget?
Good.
She's good. She's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's happy. Nice to have you guys back. Nice to be back. Nice to be back, actually. Oh, well, here you go, guys. It's Saturday morning. Interesting turn of events here. I got this all geared up yesterday, and I put that new pump in and everything, and it was still, I should have videoed and showed you guys. This is the outlet right here. The water was literally just coming and going on the ground. It's a 5 gallon a minute pump. The thing wouldn't even barely come on last night, so I didn't put the heater back on yet, but I got thinking this morning, I'm sitting there in my coffee, thinking there's got to be a restriction on the intake side of this. We use the same pump and the same heater to plumb water through this whole camp. Why can't I get it 3 feet from the inlet? The intake is down there in the bottom. Little tiny copper pipe coming out through. That's where the water goes in, and then it goes that way, and the pump is underneath the side here. I get thinking this morning, having my coffee, This, and by the way, the copper goes around the corner, and then it has a PEX adapter soldered on, and then it's about 2.5, 3 feet of PEX, and then it goes to the pump. So I get thinking this morning, have my coffee. I'm going to unhook the pump and just see how much water flows out of this hose and make sure I got a good inlet. And I took it off, and nothing. It just trickled. There was hardly any water at all coming out. So that's when I knew that there's an issue here. So I got my side cutters out, and I cut the crimp, and I took the PEX pipe off. So then all I have is an elbow here going around. I should have showed you this, guys. And anyways, and I took this little thing here, this little bottle washer Cindy had, and I had to push it and force it in, and then all of a sudden it went through, and I pulled back, and this whole pile of needles. It was plugged full of friggin' needles, because this thing sat outside 2 years, and I didn't clean it out proper. I don't know. Let me show you now how the water flows. What do you think? I bet the heater's going to work better now. What do you think of that? So now I'm going to hook the heater on, see what happens here. Well, man, I'm telling you, am I ever glad I went at this morning. This thing is working perfect. The water is just running at a nice rate into the tub here. See it pouring down in. It's taking it up 41 degrees right now, and what it is, it doesn't raise it to 41, it brings it up from the existing temp that much. So it'll raise it, if it's 40 in there, it'll raise it to 80. But the hotter it gets, the higher it's going to get. So it's going to work very well here. It's going to be a good day for a good day, because we were really looking forward to getting in this hot tub this weekend. Then we went out yesterday and paid $65 for that piece of pink rigid insulation to actually cover it with, because the OSB wasn't working. So it's working awesome. I was so frustrated yesterday. A win for Sparky, for perseverance. At least we got her running here anyway. Gonna warm it up a bit this afternoon, and then next I have to go over here, my creation over there. I brought some chicken wire with us, so we're gonna put that on this the next step today. And excuse me, it's actually getting a whole lot nicer out than it's supposed to be. It was raining here a couple hours ago, but it's getting better now. I'll show you guys something else I did yesterday when we first got here. I gotta say, it's a pretty janky setup, but anyway, I put another solar panel here. So you guys can see, that is my All Powers panel that I got. Thanks to All Powers. These three here, 2 of them are 100s and one's a 120 Coleman. This is a 200 watt All Powers. It's a pretty janky looking setup. Don't make fun of me, guys, too much, but I have to build a structure to hold everything. But this one here is an all-weather panel. It can stay outside summer, winter, it doesn't matter, they claim. So thanks again, shout out to All Powers for setting me up with this guy. They didn't sponsor this video, but I did have a video we made when we were at Oak Point camping with the mini cabin, or I did feature this. I showed it. I guess I didn't feature, but I did show it in the video. So it's a pretty janky setup I got here, but I used MC4 connectors, did it proper off of this one, so I can actually take this off and move it, because again, I have to build it. I have to build one structure. She's some dark. I have to build one structure to hold everything. But I'm very curious now what I'm going to get for input wattage, because I wasn't getting quite enough wattage out of it before in amperage. And it's kind of weird, because I initially had my 3 panels all hooked parallel, which means your positives, your negatives all go together, right? And I was only getting at most 150 watts or so. And I mean, I got 320 watts, had 320 watts of panel out there. And I was basically getting 150 in a good day, 8 or 9 amps. But then here a few weeks ago, I went out there and wired them in series. So positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative, basically putting them in a loop. And it almost doubled everything. I was getting 14, 15 amps and 240, 250 watts out of it. So since that, I have upgraded my big, anybody that's seen them, I'll show it in a minute here, my Blue Eddy power station up there. The new one I got from them. And it likes to having some power put into it to charge it. So I don't think I was getting enough out of the other panels, so I added the 200s, and I got 520 watts of panel sitting there. I'm hoping to get 400 in a good day. I'm hoping to get 400 here later on today. when the sun comes around. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. The sun's there. It's got to come around just a bit more, and I'm hoping to get some pretty good solar input coming out of this today. All right, well, this is pretty cool. I gotta go upstairs.
Do that again.
Why?
The bathroom door is open.
Well, this is pretty cool. I gotta go upstairs, and I'm gonna show you guys my nice new power station, my Blue Eddy AC300 with my B300K battery packs. We haven't been getting a lot of sun this week at all, so they're starting to get worn down pretty good here. I haven't put any input, so I can charge it off AC. So anybody that knows, I've got this little doghouse on the side of the cabin here, and I've got a generator actually hidden in underneath this door. And what I do is I have a pull start. You can barely see it. There's a pull start right here. This is a choke right here you pull out. This is the on-off, just like a light switch. You turn it on, give it a pull, get it going, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This thing has not run, I don't know, what, June, May? I had it running this spring just for a little bit, just to test it out. And I said to Cindy, I said, I doubt she's going to go. I'm going to pull my guts out probably. I didn't believe it. I should have filmed it, but it went. She thought it would start right up. Well, it went first pull. So I wish I had the friggin' film going, the camera going here. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is fire this generator up, go upstairs, and I'm going to plug in my AC200. I wish I had a light here. Sorry, it's dark, guys. It's hard to see my face, but it's not that pretty. You're not missing much. What? So anyways, I got to go up and charge up my B300K batteries. So I'm going to get my generator fired up. We're going to go upstairs and plug it in because I haven't even tested it yet. I don't know how much power that thing draws to plug in. The battery banks are down to 30-some% on that thing right now, so we're going to go up and plug it in and see what happens. So wish me luck getting this generator going again here. It should fire right up. Probably take 6 pulls now. But that was ridiculous. 1 pull, that thing started. And there it goes again. 1 pull. Isn't that crazy? That's an old Mastercraft Yardworks 3,500 watt generator that I took out of its actual case that it came assembled in new, mounted it in there, and I've got the exhaust running outside, and I also have a fuel tank outside, so it's safe. There's no gas in there other than what's in the carburetor. So let's go upstairs and see what's going on with the AC300. Anybody hasn't seen this yet, and this is a sponsorship thing, it's only going to be a minute or two. This is my new AC300 big honking super inverter, 3,000 watts, 6,000 watt surge, 620 amp outlets, a 30 amp outlet. It's got outlets everywhere. There's your 12 volt, 24 volt. These are the B300K battery pack, 2,764 watt hours, so I get 2,500 watt hours total of actual capacity. What I'm going to do, this is the AC cord they give you with it here. There's actually a plug right in the end here. It's got to go on. So we're going to plug this thing on, hook it into the generator lead, and see, she might stall the generator right out, who knows. This is the new AC lead that come with it. And that generator has a breaker right on it. Somebody had mentioned on the last video, I showed this. I showed rewiring some of the cabin here, and somebody had mentioned how I should have a breaker on it. Well, I do, because there's one right on the generator itself. This is a nice setup. This screws on here and locks it right on, right? There she goes. So awkward to get her started. My big fingers, but that's a nice connection. Nice heavy duty power cord. This thing may draw some kilowatts. I don't know. We're going to find out here in a minute. She could bog the generator right down. We're going to plug it in and see what happens here, guys. See, back here I have a receptacle coming out of the wall, and that is actually generator power right down here by the floor. Well, let's plug this bad boy in and see what it does. If it'll power off of this, it should. See what happens, guys. Well, that's not going to work for me. I need an inverter style generator to charge this thing, I guess. I I tried to power it off my generator and it come up and it said it was the wrong frequency. It's supposed to be a 60 hertz. My generator's putting at 61, 61 and a half. It shows it and it won't accept my generator power, and it probably needs an actual inverter. So all I got to do is just wait for the solar to come back in the sun, and we leave here on Sunday, and we'll plug her into the solar panel and get her top back up. My AC 300 with the dual power stations is quite a rig, I'll tell you, quite a rig. Smiling as usual.
Of course.
Well, there you go, guys, with the power of editing again as usual. I didn't bother filming putting chicken wire on my enclosure, but she's all done, the second one. So there's the pear. That's the apple. For this one, I even put a door on the side, an access door. I don't have any hinges yet, so I just screwed it in place. But if I need to get in there at any point to do any kind of maintenance and all that, I can get in there. So that apple tree is not doing friggin' phenomenal. The size of that, it's going to outgrow this box in about a year. But I'll deal with that when it happens. We'll train it to go up taller, and we'll put something up top. We'll make her taller when we have to, if we have to. So anyways, it's going to rain here in a bit, so it's not looking great. Well, there you go, guys. I think we're going to cut this video off here in a couple minutes. Got a bunch of stuff done today. Got the hot tub fixed, thank God. Had my generator running, got that dialed in, got that working good. Showed you guys the Blue Eddy power station again. It's working great. Tub is warming up, and it's going to rain this evening, so we're just going to kick back and enjoy a quiet evening and all that. And yeah, that's probably about it. So anyways, from Cynthia and I, you have nothing else, live simply, remain grateful, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.